It's the news you've been waiting for. The View has been hobbling along this entire year, just short of going off the air, but it seems like the fans have had enough. The show's regular viewers are furious at the panel for taking a break yet again. It went off the air for a few weeks in September as well, which left many people connecting the dots to the writer's strike at the time and wondering if it would be back. Now, there's another unusual hiatus in the show's airing right around the New Year's, and fans are left frustrated. I mean, so am I. What am I gonna laugh at? For the time being, it's gonna be airing reruns, and that's for a show that's pretty hard to sit through even the first time. By the way, if you've been following the show for 2023, you know it has not been the best year for the show and may very well prove to be its last. Ever since Whoopi Goldberg has been back after a 2-week-long suspension, you'd think the panel would have learned its lesson and try to be more subdued and rational. Clearly not, and it's hard to blame viewers for their frustration at being left hanging, especially considering the fact that the hosts make a staggering amount of money from the nearly 3-decade-old show. If you're looking for the numbers, it's reported that Whoopi Goldberg brings in a massive $7 million, while Joy Behar makes over $8 million a year. No one making that amount of money from speaking around a table needs that many vacations, right? So what are the hosts actually up to? Well, Alyssa Farah Griffin has found a nice mountain retreat for the next few weeks along with her husband, and she makes sure to let people know that on her Instagram, posing with a cozy fireplace for Christmas. Anna Navarro's chilling back in her Florida home, teaching her followers how to make her favorite dishes instead. Whoopi, Joy, and Sarah, on the other hand, preferred to lay low on social media and not post anything yet. Now, of course, in a perfect world, none of that would be a problem, but the fact is that the show's producers are wishing for a turnaround for their ratings and profit margins, and I just can't imagine unannounced weeks-long pauses like this serve to retain whatever audience that they have left. Once people find something better to tune into, which is anything, I don't think they'll switch the channel right back once The View comes on again. And guess what? That's exactly what's happened in the last few months. With the increasingly unpredictable show both in terms of its content and schedule, The View's audience finally has found something better. That's Roseanne Barr's new morning special on Fox News that's literally taking away The View's audience in droves. Its ratings have plummeted by over 65% after competition for the morning show slot arrived, and that is despite the fact that The View and Whoopi Goldberg in particular have become more desperate and abrasive in the last few months, trying to create just enough drama to keep people's attention. That's actually a telltale sign you should look for when you want to see a show that's grabbing hold of the last of its viewers. That's not all. We've seen some pretty bizarre instances from The View recently, from things like entire segments of clips being blacked out for no reason, to producers jumping in front of the camera to call for a commercial break. It's unbecoming of a show that has survived for so long. And you can be sure that the audience is starting to notice as well. They can only watch so many antics on television before getting bored of the same old predictable tactics and political takes. If the show actually does make it back on the air, it would have to be one of their last-ditch attempts for 2024 to keep The View alive. It's obviously still a big money spinner for ABC, and I don't think they want to go through the trouble of building another one from scratch. Though I would actually advise they get started soon on that, because the road is not looking very long for The View. I think the show started back in like 1997, and the entire world has completely changed since then. From the media landscape to the political arena, people have a million more options at their fingertips. You can't expect practically the same decades-old panel to remain relevant and competitive in the world of today. As it stands now, I believe The View's going to lose yet another chunk of their core audience as they do with each hiatus, and it's only a matter of time until the critical mass is reached and the show has to be scrapped by the channel. Plus, anyways, it may very well be time for the show to retire itself and make way for content that's more forward-looking and exciting. That's perhaps the last favor The View can do for their audience.